You can't see the chimes this week because we're on the Brady Bunch Zoom. This is like the Brady Bunch, you're talking to each other's boxes, looking down, looking up. Hollywood Square, it's Paul Lynn, there's another one. So we're gonna switch things around a little bit this week, and
And going forward.
And going forward, yeah, because transportation for you guys is incredibly high. You live in Cambridge most of the time. You live the other side of the world there in Curtis,
an hour and a
Ontario.
half drive there and back at least Cambridge. When I was in Cambridge, like where Amanda is, it was only, I don't know, maybe 50 minutes, give or take, type of thing. But now I'm getting upwards to an extra hour's drive a day there and back, right? So it's it's crazy. But we said we were going to do this anyways because Big Daddy really loves the fun of the Zoom.
Oh, it's so much fun setting it up. We have little parties.
Oh my God, yes.
Like Mandy and I are here. We had a little cheese tray, set up just because we're doing a Zoom and all this.
Sure, when I'm not there, you have the cheese tray. Oh, that works.
Yeah, well, I'm not supposed to eat it either. But this is Halton Hills Online, of course, and good job on the new website.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice. The new logo is there too. We're going to have the gig guide in a minute with Mandy, of course, as always. And we're brought to you by Max Tires, 905-873-9255. They have the lowest prices on tires anywhere. And, of course, hello to Fred's Towing as well, and the gang at Easy Taxi. And don't forget that $45 cash on the dash overnight airport run, which is cheaper than Uber, of course. And you can't get any cheaper than that. So we're brought to you by those businesses every week, and we'd like to thank them for that. We'd like to say hi to Red Swan Pizza, who we might be doing some stuff with in the future, and hello to our new sales rep as well, Andrew. And we'll might get him on. If he's a little shy though, but I think we'll get him on the camera there in the next couple of weeks and get him on a Zoom as well. And I'm Big Daddy Russ Horton. You are Leo Iwood, and you are
Amanda Bassett.
And Amanda, it's time for the gig guide. Might as well get right into it there and see what's going on this week.
Okay, so first up is the Appalachian. April 20th is their spring disco dance party. Start time is 9 p.m. Dress to impress. It's Studio 54 style. Then you have Uncorked on Main. Yes, they've done it again. Dollhouse Events presents 90s Drag Night, May 2nd. Now, here's where the kicker is, so pay attention. Tickets are $25. This show is all ages. This one is an all ages show.
That's kind of different. Hey, wow.
Yes, it's all ages. So
that sounds like a real hoot.
Yeah. And then the doors open at 5 p.m. and the show starts at 7:30.
I'll bet there's a lot of questions with some kiddos.
Okay, and up at the Barbertown Pub, Sunday, April 21st is their Washington Capitals versus New York Rangers at 3 p.m. So if you're interested in watching that particular hockey game, head on out and enjoy some a nice cool beverage while you're watching the game.
That's the Rangers are pretty favorite to win the Stanley Cup, so you might be watching the winners of the Stanley Cup right there.
Yep.
I don't know about Washington, but the Rangers would probably go on. What's going on with the Red Harp?
Okay, so the Red Harp has put out their May calendar. So pull out your calendars and we will start it off. Wednesday, May 1st, Trivia Night, 7 p.m. Friday, May 3rd is Chris Brune at Solo. Their solo at 9 p.m. I think I missed the second there. So Thursday, May 2nd is karaoke at 8:30. Friday, May 3rd, we've done, and Saturday, May 4th is rave on, it's a band at 9 p.m.
Lots of stuff going on, and the Red Heart really let you know what's happening there.
Yes, Sunday, May 5th is Continenza Jazz Band at 2 p.m. Monday, May 6th is their music bingo night at 7 p.m. Wednesday, May 8th is trivia at 7 p.m. And Thursday, May 9th is karaoke at 8:30. And then Friday, May 10th is Steve Hodder. It's another solo at 9 p.m.
You'll probably have to go through those each week and in May each week and put that up again so that people remember. I don't know if they'll remember all those.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna double down. This is why what's gonna happen for especially for the Red Harp, who's putting out in advance, a month in advance. I am going to every week recap the first ones I've done before I go on to the new set. So
Good
always
job.
keep your pen and paper ready, and you'll get the recap as well as the newer stuff.
Yeah, but it's good to have them all too, because people can plan ahead.
One thing I've been noticing lately is the food banks are seem to be in more trouble nowadays than they were before, and getting enough donations to get in there, and they're trying all kinds of different things in both Acton and Georgetown to get people to drop stuff off. Please, these are, even though the media doesn't like to tell you, these are hard times for people. With families, and I mean, it's a tough situation, and we really do have to. Well, you go ahead and tell the story.
Both the Georgetown Breadbasket and the Acton Food Share do need our help. The numbers are setting records nowadays. It's unprecedented times where more and more and more and more families are needing help. So if you can donate even one can or one item of food, every little bit goes a long way to help. And there's 3 different ways you can donate. You can purchase an item, or you can purchase one of their pre-made bags, which have already high demand items inside, all at different price points. So anything, you can choose any one of those that you could comfortably afford to donate, or go online and make a cash donation. Even a small one can make a huge difference, and it can help a family that is needing your help.
And we're brought to you as always. I'm sorry, did I cut you off there, Leah?
Yeah, that's okay. All I was going to say is, just kind of in tune with what you were saying, Russ, is that, it's something that going forward, there was a time when the food bank could load up and it was okay for a couple of weeks, but as they load up, it unloads within, a day or two that they're open, they're back down to bare shelves. So it's definitely extremely important.
Numbers that are coming, and more each time they open up, they've got yet more people coming.
And it's not just our community, it's all over Canada.
Yeah.
That's the way it is right now. Times are tough, and we got to feed our families. So please remember the food banks, please. Halton Women's Place is our sponsor, of course.
Yes, it is. If you or someone you know need help getting out of the situation, the crisis lines are open 24/7, including the Milton Hills line is 905-878-8555. I'm going to repeat that line again. The phone number is 905-878-8555. Please, whether it's to a trusted friend, a family member, a co-worker, or even Halton Women's Place themselves, please reach out. No one should feel like they have nowhere to turn.
And that goes for men as well. As we've talked about before, we haven't really, it's been kind of crazy. We've got, as Russ was mentioning, we've been working on a new website. I've created a new logo. All these things take time, but definitely, even as a male, if you're looking for somewhere for some information, even if it's just people to talk to, somewhere to go, whatever it is that you need, reach out to the women's shelter, because I'm sure by phone they could probably help to direct you somewhere that's feasible for you as well.
We're recording in the back studio here, and of course we have a couple of mascots that get out of hand once in a while. My apologies for Moose and Mama. It's not so much Mama as Moose. She goes, she's got a favorite.
It usually is.
squirrel.
I don't know. I didn't hear it myself.
Oh, you
I
hear the
didn't hear
dogs?
them.
Oh,
I didn't
they
hear
were going
them.
nuts. There we
So
go. That's why I
that
got
doesn't
up.
mean that doesn't mean everybody else might not hear it. Hard to say.
Yeah. But our apologies there for the mascots who get out of hand once in a while. But we just, the wonderful thing about live broadcasting is stuff like that. Everyday things in life that happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
happen
reason
here.
we call it. There's a reason we call it Loosey Goosey.
Loosey Goosey, exactly. Loosey Goosey. Let's have a look at some of the big stories. An Oakville man and a Georgetown man are among the people charged in the big gold heist. You guys are going to have to read the scripts here because I'm having problems with my eyes. So, but I will talk up the situation here. What do you think? Why don't either Mandy or Leah, you can read the stories this week because my big daddy eyes are too old to see that script.
Well, we can split it up. I can do the first one if you want, and we'll just figure it out as it goes.
So go ahead with that, with the first one. It's a very important story, and of course this story has been all over the world. Not only
and of course this week they just actually mentioned that they actually have arrested many. So this information we got from the Independent. An Oakville man and a Georgetown man are among 5 people charged in connection with what police are calling the largest gold heist in Canadian history. The heist took place a year ago on April 17th, 2023, after 6,600 bars of gold valued at more than $20 million, ordered from a refinery in Zurich, Switzerland, along with $2.5 million worth of foreign currency, arrived at Pearson International Airport. During a news conference on April 17th, 2024, Peel Police Detective Sergeant Mike Mavity said that about 2 hours after the gold arrived, a suspect attended the airport driving a 5-ton truck. Well, yeah, I would guess it would have to be a good size, and presented a false document at the Air Canada cargo facility where the gold and currency had been taken. The gold and currency were then loaded into the suspect's truck, Mavity said. These valuables were reported stolen on April the 18th at 2:43 a.m. after Air Canada realized the cargo was missing. Mavity said the investigators were able to use traffic cameras and cameras from various businesses to trace the route of the truck to Halton, but said they lost track of it north of Milton, where the area became more rural. Over the last year, investigators have executed approximately 37 search warrants, 70 production orders, and interviewed over 50 individuals, said Mavity. So, yeah, that's, I feel like I'm in a James Bond movie. That's just insane.
That's, I understand that there's a couple of Brampton gentlemen as well involved in this as well. But,
there were 19 arrests is what I read on the news earlier this week, that I think in total, that I'm aware of anyways, was 19 arrests.
Something right out of a movie, isn't it?
That's why I said James Bond or, something.
Well, here's another one for you. Halton police are investigating after a knife was pulled on a customer during a theft at a Georgetown Walmart. That happened on Wednesday. And about 8 p.m., a man in a Walmart right here in the marketplace. He apparently filled a cart with about $350 worth of groceries, and then apparently they tried to, what they tried to do was confront him and he got upset. Some people say he had a knife, and other people said he didn't. I talked
Yeah,
to one
what's
of the
alleged?
greeters. I talked to one of the greeters at Walmart, and he said he didn't think there was a knife. But that's what he said. He doesn't know. That he wasn't the greeter that was, but apparently a greeter was attacked, and that's not funny.
No.
You know, and
That
you'd
would
be
be
surprised at
sad.
the amount of people that actually go into Walmart and steal. There's a lot of people in there that do that. And that's the inside. So I'm hearing that from behind closed doors, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From people who work there. So it's, you know, and you don't see it a lot, right? So what's the next story? Here's Mandy.
Okay, where are we? The United Way Halton in Hamilton has announced its 2023-24 fundraising campaign has succeeded in raising $12.5 million to support vital community programs and initiatives on Thursday, April 11th. Oh.
Right?
Initiatives, hold on. The total, which organizers said is the largest amount the United Way has ever raised for this community, was unveiled during a celebration at the Burlington Convention Center on April 11th.
So congratulations to the United Way. Once again, they come through, and Halton and Hamilton, of course, they work together on helping our communities, and it's very important that we help support these organizations because they do a lot of good for the community, right? And I'm going to give this Halton District School Board story to you. Go ahead.
All righty, I'll take it over. So the HDSB and the Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federation, Teachers Bargaining Unit, District 20, Halton, OSSTF-TBU, that's a mouthful, District 20 have ratified the tentative agreement previously announced according to a brief statement released Thursday. The OSSTF-TBU, District 20, Halton Local, represents more than 1,450 secondary school teachers. In the bargaining news, the HDSB and the office, clerical and technical unit of that district, which represents more than 500 staff, also recently announced a tentative agreement that has been reached. The deal must be ratified by both the local members and the board.
And there was a bad accident there. There was a couple of bad accidents on Regional Road 25 this week. There was one involving a school bus. But I don't think anyone was injured in that. But Mandy's going to tell us about a Georgetown woman. She was actually left in pretty rough shape, wasn't she?
Okay, Halton police are investigating a collision on Regional Road 25 that has left a Georgetown woman with serious injuries. Local emergency services responded to the call on the highway south of 15 Side Road shortly after 6 p.m. Wednesday evening. Initial investigation indicates that a southbound Ford Mustang driven by a 55-year-old female from Georgetown collided with a northbound tractor trailer driven by a 28-year-old male from London, police said in a press release. The driver of the truck was uninjured. The Mustang driver was taken to a local hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Police closed the highway to traffic in both directions between 10 and 15 side roads until the early morning hours as the investigation continued. Anyone with information regarding the collision who has not yet spoken with investigators is asked to call 905-825-4747, extension 2105.
Yeah. And that's a bad stretch of road there, Highway 25. I call it Highway 25. But it's
I'll always call it that. That's just the way it is.
Oh, you have to be politically correct, though. You know, when you're in the media, you have to call it Regional Road 25. It's still a death trap there between Acton and Milton. It can be at times, especially coming around that corner there where you hit the escarpment and come down. It's a wide curve there. But the accident happened north of there, and we hope that she's going to pull through. They haven't released any names. We'd like to thank our sources, of course, which are the Independent, and we got Halton Hills Today, Halton Police, the town website, of course, and the school boards, etc. This is where we get all the local information from. And remind you before we get into what's happening, because it's a slow news week, isn't it?
Mhm.
Not much going on this week, really. We'd like to remind you about our new website, which is being revamped as we speak. And you can see the progress daily. And Leah, thank you so much for your work because you're the webmaster, right?
Well, thank you.
It's a lot of work, and we've changed our logo, and you know, the old logo will always keep in our memories, but that's going to slowly disappear unless somebody's doing a historical piece on us or something. But the radio, we've closed down FM108.ca and GTA so we can concentrate more on our local radio, because that's where the listeners are. Unfortunately, community radio is where online radio is going, because everybody and his mother can play oldies and this, that, and the other. And there's some wonderful radio stations out there, but the pie just became too skinny. There's everybody and his mother and his brother has a radio station now, and that means that, you know, the number of people you're going to get is going to go down, and that's what it did. So we haven't said goodbye to FM 108 in any way. It will always be in our memories, 50s, 60s, and 70s. In fact, Leah, we're going to switch the Facebook page over to a salute to FM 108 for Halton Hills Online, which is going to happen Saturday and Sunday morning, right?
Yeah, well, we're going to get that done up, and we're not necessarily doing away with FM 108. We definitely, all of us, and it's one of the stations, being born in the 60s, of course, it's still one of my fave stations as well. So depending on the mood I'm in. So we're going to incorporate that. And Big Daddy, because you do the programming, we are going to have some of the programming from FM 108 and bits and pieces. We're going to still be playing some of it, incorporated into the Halton Hill online programming. As well as when we're doing a handful of the classic car shows that are going on. We're not going to talk too much about it because not everything's out there yet in terms of the different things. But of course, they want the older music, you know, something that's a little more like 50s, 60s, 70s. So we will still incorporate. It'll be HHOL featuring FM 108 in some of those shows. So. Yeah.
Well, you know what? What really made my mind up was the fact that 4 people from FM 108 died within a matter of 6 weeks.
I know.
We first had Glenn Darling, then we had Dave Jourdain, who was a member of the Ralph and Dave show. Then Rockin' Robin passed away, and then finally Don Beefer. And maybe it's time to put that side of it to rest, but don't forget the memories. But don't forget the music. And we're from 6 to 9 on Saturday and Sunday morning. Mark Palopoulos is coming over, and he's going to be playing music from the 50s and early 60s. We're going to call it Seniors Graffiti, as a matter of fact. You know, Buddy Holly and Chuck Berry and Fats Domino and all the old, you know, Pat Boone, you know. All the old crooners too. So that'll be on from 6 till 9, and then I'll come on from 9 till noon with the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So we're going to throw the 80s in there as well, because believe it or not, the 80s are oldies now too. Even the 90s are oldies. So that's what we're going to do. Now,
so,
did you want?
I was just
Go
going to
ahead.
say we're going to talk a little bit about a few of the things that are going on, like the community cleanup, the genealogy circle. There's 2 or 3 things here. We got some things going up with Earth Day week, so to speak, for Halton Hills is starting as of today. They have a week worth of things that are going on for Earth Day. I actually posted that up on our page. But Earth Day itself, I believe, is on the 22nd. So I think that's on Monday is actually Earth Day. But I see that we have a handful of things. So I don't know, you want to quickly, we'll go over that in terms of what's going on coming up.
Well,
in
all
the
day
next
all day
2 days.
Saturday throughout Halton Hills, local residents and organizations are invited to form a cleanup group, or actually, what they want to do is join a group to pick up trash along the trails, because it gets nasty out there. Parks, the ravines too, they get nasty, and it needs a cleaning. So what they're doing is the town will pick up the trash bags when you're finished. And if you want to register, simply go to the town website. I'll let you take the next one there, Mandy.
Okay, so drop in family story time, April 20th at 10 a.m. at the Halton Hills Public Library, Georgetown and Acton branches. Explore new themes each week through stories, rhymes, and songs. No registration is required, so just head on out and enjoy story time with your little ones.
Yeah. What's going on with the genealogy?
Genealogy. Yeah, we got the genealogy circle that's happening tomorrow, April 20th from 10 a.m. to noon, and that's at the Halton Hills Public Library in the Georgetown branch. Whether you're just starting your family history research or have already compiled an extensive family tree, come and join the library's genealogy circle group, which meets monthly to learn about genealogy research and discuss findings. I'll just do the next one or two. Drop-in art activity, April the 20th from 10 a.m. to noon. That's at the Halton Hills Cultural Center in Georgetown. It's a free drop-in art activity, family drop-in art activity that'll be held at the Halton Gallery with the theme of actions towards a healthy environment. And then you've got Sunday, April the 21st at 9:30 a.m. until noon. Credit Valley Conservation is hosting a tree planting in Hungry Hollow. Meet at the Craig Crescent entrance. So if you want to participate in this, you can go register at the CVC website.
Then you got the Hungry Hollow tree planting, and that's what's going on with that, Mandy?
Okay,
That was what I just did.
Oh, I'm
that
sorry.
You register
I'm
at the CVC
on
website.
The fact I can't see.
No problem. We're down to terracotta, Earth Day.
Yeah.
Terracotta.
Go for it.
Okay. Terracotta Earth Day cleanup, April 21st, starting at 10 a.m. at the Terracotta Community Center in honor of Earth Day. The Terracotta community is organizing a cleanup event. Participants will be provided with bags, gloves, and other necessary equipment and assigned specific areas for cleanup efforts. Afterwards, everyone will reconvene at the Terracotta Community Center for a complimentary pancake breakfast. RSVP to Terracotta Community Center at gmail.com.
Now we got a historical walking tour that's happening Sunday at 2 p.m. at the Fairview Cemetery in Acton. You can join well-known historian Scott Brooks. We're going to get him on the show sometime.
Yeah, I would love to. He's got so much stuff that way for history, eh? It's amazing.
He's got part 2 of his tour at the cemetery in Acton, and to hear more stories about the historical figures that rest there as well, which is pretty interesting stuff. Admission is by donation, and everyone is welcome, of course, to attend, and no registration is required. And that's just about what we've got for news. Like I said, it's pretty slow. How many minutes have we got left?
I don't know.
Has anybody been, what time does it stay there? 6:10?
Yep, it's 6:09.
Yeah, we're roughly running to the end here. And we're going to wrap it up for another week, but there's a few changes going on around Halton Hills Online, and we'd like to thank everyone for their support and the fact that we're making our local radio even bigger and better. Some fun things are going to be happening over the summer, and we look forward to playing some rock and roll and getting some people together and having some fun out in the sunshine. So. Is there anything you want to add to that, Leah, before we
just that we're starting to incorporate some sponsors into the radio these days. So If there's anything that you'd be interested in, we have an introduction package, which is a really, really good package. In terms of getting your name out there on the radio, things have been picking up. We have our little analytics on the website that I've created or hooked up, and yeah, the numbers have been going up. So that's been really cool. And we also have a large reach throughout Halton Hills and surrounding areas, actually, upwards to at least 50,000 on our social media as well. So yeah, reach out, and we would love to help you get your business out there. Let's get it going.
All right, for Leah and myself, Big Daddy, and for Amanda, we would like to say thank you. We'll see you next week with more of the same, and I guess assume the position.